You have probably looked at your dog today and thought you understood exactly what was going on inside that furry head. But almost everything you believe about how dogs came to exist alongside you is incomplete. And by the time we reach number one, you are going to see the entire relationship between humans and dogs in a way that will genuinely change how you look at your dog tonight. This topic matters more than most people realize. Because the origin story of dogs is not just ancient history, it is the living explanation for every behavior your dog shows you right now, today, in your home. Most owners think dogs were tamed by ancient hunters who grabbed wolf pups and trained them. The real story is far stranger, far more mutual, and far more emotionally loaded than that. The true reasons dogs are the way they are go deeper into neuroscience, evolutionary pressure, and something that looks remarkably like love. Number 7, the garbage revolution. Most people assume that early humans made a deliberate choice to domesticate wolves. They picture a brave caveman reaching into a den and pulling out a squirming pup, deciding to raise it as a companion. That is not what the evidence suggests happened at all. What actually appears to have occurred is that certain wolves, the ones with slightly lower stress hormones and a slightly higher tolerance for human proximity, began hanging around early human settlements to eat discarded food. They were not invited, they were not captured. They self-selected into a new ecological niche, one built entirely around human waste. The wolves that could tolerate the smell of humans, the noise of humans, and the unpredictability of humans without fleeing were the ones who ate. The ones who fled starved. Over generations, tolerance became a survival trait, and something extraordinary began to happen biologically. The clue to look for is that your dog is almost certainly more comfortable around human chaos than you expect. Loud kitchens, crowded rooms, unpredictable children, these do not bother most dogs. They are actually the ancestral environment dogs evolved to thrive in. If your dog seems relaxed in situations that would stress a wild animal, that is not training. That is 15,000 years of selective pressure doing its work. The practical solution is to stop interpreting your dog's calm around human activity as indifference. That calm is a deeply evolved trait. Honor it by including your dog in daily household life rather than isolating them in another room. The proximity to human activity is not just tolerated by your dog, it is neurologically familiar and genuinely comforting. Number 6, the face that changed everything. Most owners think their dog's adorable, expressive face is just a cute accident of breeding. Scientists used to think the same thing. But research published in the last decade has revealed something astonishing. Dogs have a specific muscle above their eyes, the levator anguli oculi medialis, that wolves do not have. This muscle allows dogs to raise their inner eyebrow, creating that wide, puppy-eyed expression that humans find almost irresistible. Wolves cannot make this face. Dogs evolved it specifically in response to human social selection. The dogs whose faces triggered caregiving instincts in humans were fed, sheltered, and protected. The ones who could not make that face were not. Over thousands of generations, human emotional responses literally sculpted the dog's face. The clue to look for is the next time your dog looks up at you with that soft, wide-eyed expression, particularly when you are eating or when they want something. That is not manipulation in a cynical sense. That is a face that was biologically shaped by your ancestors' emotional responses. Your brain is responding to a signal that was designed through evolution specifically to move you. The practical solution is to respond to that expression with genuine engagement, rather than dismissing it as begging or manipulation. Your dog is using the most powerful communication tool their species developed. Acknowledge it with eye contact, a soft word, or physical connection. That exchange of gaze actually releases oxytocin in both of you, the same bonding hormone released between mothers and infants. Number 5, the voice that dogs invented. Here is something that will surprise you. Adult wolves almost never bark. Barking in wolves is primarily a juvenile behavior that fades as they mature. Adult dogs bark constantly throughout their entire lives. This is not because humans trained dogs to bark. It is because humans unconsciously preferred dogs that communicated vocally. Dogs that barked to signal strangers, to express excitement, to request attention, were more useful and more emotionally engaging to their human companions. So, barking was preserved and amplified through thousands of years of living alongside people who responded to it. Dogs essentially invented a new adult communication system to interface with human social behavior. The clue to look for is the specific quality of your dog's bark in different situations. Research shows dogs produce acoustically distinct barks for strangers, for play, for isolation, and for requesting something. Your dog is not just making noise. They are using a communication system that evolved specifically to be decoded by the human brain. And your brain is actually quite good at reading it, even if you have never been taught how. The practical solution is to start listening to your dog's vocalizations with more intentional attention. Before you tell your dog to be quiet, pause for 3 seconds and ask yourself what they are actually communicating. Responding to the message rather than just suppressing the noise builds a communication loop that reduces anxiety-driven barking over time. Number 4, the emotional mirror. Most owners believe that when their dog seems to pick up on their mood, it is because the dog is perceptive or intuitive in some mystical way. The neuroscience is both more grounded and more remarkable than that. Dogs have been shown to possess a functional analog to the human mirror neuron system, the neural architecture that allows one being to internally simulate the emotional state of another. Dogs do not just observe your emotional state, they appear to partially experience it. Studies have shown that dogs exposed to recordings of human crying show stress responses in their own cortisol levels. They are not just reading you, they are resonating with you at a biological level. The clue to look for is your dog's behavior during your own moments of stress, grief, or anxiety. If your dog presses against you, licks your face, or simply lies across your feet during difficult moments, they are not performing comfort. Their nervous system is genuinely responding to the distress signals your body is broadcasting through your posture, your scent, your vocal tone, and your micro expressions. The practical solution is to be honest with yourself about the emotional environment you are creating in your home. Your dog cannot separate themselves from your emotional state the way another human might. If you are chronically stressed, your dog is chronically stressed. Managing your own nervous system is one of the most powerful things you can do for your dog's well-being, and it costs nothing. Number 3, the social hijack. Most people think dogs see their human family as a pack in the traditional wolf hierarchy sense. That model has been largely discredited by modern behavioral science. What dogs actually appear to have done is something far more sophisticated. They hijacked the human social bonding system. Dogs respond to human social cues, human facial expressions, human pointing gestures, and human emotional signals in ways that even our closest primate relatives, chimpanzees, do not. Dogs follow a human pointing finger to find hidden food. Chimpanzees largely cannot do this. Dogs evolved not to join a wolf pack with humans at the top. They evolved to read and participate in human social cognition itself. The clue to look for is how your dog responds to your gaze and your gestures during moments of uncertainty. When something unfamiliar happens, does your dog look at your face for information? That behavior, called social referencing, is the same behavior human infants use to determine whether a new situation is safe or threatening. Your dog is reading your face the way a toddler reads a parent's face. That is not a metaphor. It is the same evolved mechanism. The practical solution is to use your face and your calm body language deliberately as a communication tool. When your dog is uncertain about a new person, a new environment, or a new object, your relaxed facial expression and open posture will communicate safety more effectively than any command or treat. You are your dog's primary source of social information about the world. Number 2, the genetic lottery of tameness. Most owners think the difference between a calm, friendly dog and an anxious. Reactive one is purely about training or early socialization. Training and socialization matter enormously, but the foundation goes deeper into genetics than most people are comfortable acknowledging. The famous Russian fox experiment demonstrated that selecting for tameness alone within just a few generations produced animals that sought human eye contact, responded to human gestures, and whimpered for human attention. Your dog did not learn to love you. It was born reaching for you.